to watch the internet break. It's just crumbling apart. And I love it. I love that a day before it releases, we know at Not Gonna Lie that my interview on the other podcast is it's going to lose its long tenured reign as top watched episode. And I welcome that wholeheartedly. Let's drop that sucker all the way down. Let's just boop, boop. But also, I'm also excited to watch the episode. Very much so. I want to find out all the things because I don't know what they're saying. Anyway, a lot of real ones and people in my real life have been asking me if I knew this was happening. And to that I say, we also got this question from real one Grace Davis. Orange album? Question mark. Jason Kelce, in honor of the new album, you should buy at Kylie Kelce at NGL with Kylie an orange tabby cat. I'm just saying, your girls will love it. Great idea. Let's slide the cat in there. We'll bait and switch Jason. We'll show him like, oh my gosh, whoa, you guys are breaking the internet with your podcast. Boom, cat in the house. He'll never know. Outstanding. No notes. I don't think the cat dream is any closer to coming true. I do have to break that to you. I think we're probably a little ways out from the cat. But like I've said before, we're in this for the long game. There will be a cat in our future. Now that that's been addressed, coming up on today's episode.
What if one casual moment, one offhand comment, gave us a deeper glimpse into the relationship that's captured the world's attention? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. That's exactly what happened when Kylie Kelce, wife of Eagles star Jason Kelce, was suddenly asked about the podcast Taylor and Travis had just recorded together. Kylie didn't just smile politely and move on. Instead, she opened up with stories that were funny, personal, and surprisingly revealing. Her words might sound lighthearted on the surface, but when you listen closely, you realize she gave us an inside look into how this unlikely pairing of music and sports is affecting not just Travis, but the entire Kelce family.
There is nothing I love more in this world than being a mom, but occasionally I do miss a few small luxuries from my pre-parenting life, like not having to schedule my showers. Yeah. So I'm going to get honest about that, and some other simple joys that are currently, we'll call it, on hold. After that, I'm going to be joined by Grammy-winning singer, songwriter, and dancer. She's a 2000s R&B icon and someone I have, you guessed it, zero business speaking to. Guys, we got Sierra. I'm so excited. We had the pleasure of meeting this past weekend at Gotham FC, which you'll hear about in our interview. But I have to tell you guys something, because you know I always want to give you unfiltered truth. She's even prettier in person. She floats, like she glided into the room. Stunning. But first, let's get right into Doom Scroll of the Week. This week, I found myself doom scrolling our own mentions because they were absolutely glazing since I did our Gen Z slang pop quiz. Chat, did I use glazing right? You clock that? Nailed it. First up, there was even more new slang you guys wanted me to know about. Real one Liz's New Beginning commented on our slang clip. Please do part 2 with the Gen Z term cracked/got cracked, because it's not what you think at all. According to Urban Dictionary, cracked means internet gaming term used for people who are insanely good at something. Okay, that's not the cracked that I looked up. I believe I looked up got cracked, which is very different. We should put a parental warning on this one. I hope that there aren't kids listening.
Kylie Kelce isn't usually the one front and center. She's known for being down to earth, a steady balance to the larger-than-life personalities around her. But on this day, all eyes shifted toward her. A simple question about a podcast was enough to make her the center of attention. She leaned back slightly, took a sip of lemonade, and smiled in a way that instantly told the room she had a story to share. It wasn't forced, it wasn't scripted, it was genuine. And that authenticity made everyone lean in just a little closer. Kylie admitted she hadn't planned to listen to the podcast at first. Jason had put it on casually while cooking, the way you might play music in the background. But the longer she listened, the more she got drawn in. What started as background noise quickly turned into something she couldn't ignore. Kylie described how she found herself chopping vegetables, laughing so hard that she had to stop for a moment just to catch her breath. That's the thing about moments like these. They're small, but they tell you everything. Kylie wasn't listening because she had to. She wasn't tuned in because it was family business. She was listening because, for the first time, she felt the same pull the rest of us did. And that says a lot about how engaging and unexpected this connection between Taylor and Travis has become. But the story Kylie told next was even more surprising.
Queen Emma, roll the clip. It says, got, quote, cracked last night. Everyone's packages will be delivered on time today. That's what the UPS man is saying. And for those of you who are listening audience, he puts his foot up on the front seat and gyrates a little bit. Well done, sir. A user on the What Does This Mean subreddit defines got cracked very eloquently. It means she received a respectable romp between the sheets with a partner of her choosing. Okay. Got it. I think we can all agree. I think that does it for got cracked. Chat! Next up, can I be honest? I was down the shore over the weekend, and as I was sitting there absolutely covered in sand, trying to keep my eyes on all four children, as three of them are running in opposite directions, trying to build a sandcastle from my chair because I'm holding the 4-month-old, but also trying to stay in the shade, trying to sunscreen them so that we don't end up with sunburn on tiny humans, opening snack bags, but also trying to get the sand off of their hands while their hands are still wet. And then they try to get up off the sand with their hands in the sand. I looked out to the water and realized I miss swimming in the ocean. There are so many things as a parent that you take for granted. You think to yourself,
when Kylie started describing her first impressions, she made it sound almost ordinary at first. She thought she would listen for just a few minutes, maybe half an episode, and then move on with her day. But instead, she found herself staying until the very end. She explained it in simple terms. I just wanted to hear a little bit, but the way they went back and forth was so natural that I couldn't stop listening. That's a revealing statement. For Kylie, who lives in the middle of football every single day, the idea that Travis could hold her attention for an entire hour wasn't just amusing, it was unusual. And it wasn't only Travis. Taylor brought her own rhythm to the conversation, offering insights that made the dialogue flow in a way Kylie clearly didn't expect. Fans online have said the same thing. The podcast doesn't sound like a celebrity stunt. It sounds like two people genuinely enjoying themselves. Kylie's first impression wasn't about fame or headlines or speculation. It was about something much simpler, the chemistry. That's what kept her there. That's what made her forget she was just listening to background noise while Jason cooked. And then she shared the moment that made her laugh harder than she'd laughed in weeks.
It's not going to be that different. I just have to take care of this tiny human. And then it's the little things. These teeny tiny little things that pop up and you're just like, well, damn. So I want to preface this by explaining that I love being a mom. And I've said this a number of times, that I am unbelievably grateful to have my tiny humans. It is a privilege. And I recognize that. But I'm going to get real honest about this. So I already said swimming in the ocean. Here's the rest of my list of the top 10 things I miss most as a mom. And by that, I mean recently. Because I guarantee you 2 months from now, it's going to be a different list. Number 1, I miss sitting down for extended periods of time. I don't want to come wipe your butt. I want to sit my butt in a spot and I want to stay there. Okay? 2, I miss wearing 2 AirPods because I put one in to hear a text message, a phone call. This is a little bit of a life hack. If you are doing things with your children, if you put an AirPod in, you will be able to hear your phone dictate your text messages. You'll know that you got a phone call. The important things will still happen, but you can leave your phone in the other room so that your tiny humans don't steal it.
According to Kylie, there was one part of the podcast that stuck in her mind when Taylor compared music and sports. She said both needed rhythm, both needed strategy, both demanded timing and creativity. It was a thoughtful comment, the kind that made people stop and think. And then, without missing a beat, Travis jumped in with a line that flipped the whole mood. So the NFL needs some electric guitars. The room on the podcast erupted into laughter. And when Kylie retold it, she couldn't help but laugh again. That's so typical, she said. Travis always finds a way to turn things around and make it light. But that's also what makes it so easy to listen to. This moment may have sounded playful, but it revealed something deeper. Taylor brought a grounded, almost philosophical take, while Travis delivered humor and unpredictability. That balance between them, serious and lighthearted, thoughtful and spontaneous, is exactly what fans have been noticing since their relationship became public. And Kylie's memory of that moment wasn't just funny. It was proof that their dynamic worked just as naturally in private conversation as it does on stage or on the field. But the most telling comment of the entire conversation came not from Kylie, but from Jason.
Number 3, I miss showering whenever I want, for however long I want. Now, I, of course, if at any point needed to shower, could tell my husband or whoever is with the kids, hey, I'm going to go shower, right? But it's not that simple. I need to plan it around when I work out. I need to plan it on feeds for the child. I need to plan around the tiny humans having eyes on them. I just want to take a shower. I want to take an everything shower on a more regular basis. Number 4, I miss giving people my undivided attention. I want to have a conversation with another grown adult in my house without having mom, 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 mama, mom, mommy, mom, mom, mommy, mom, mom, excuse me, mom, excuse me, mom, excuse me, mom, excuse me, mom, mom, excuse me. It's that bad.
Jason Kelce doesn't usually dive into gossip. He's the kind of person who focuses on football, family, and keeping things simple. But when asked about Travis and Taylor, even he couldn't resist adding his perspective. Jason pointed out something that Kylie hadn't mentioned. Travis was different when Taylor was around. He's usually a talkative person, Jason admitted, but with Taylor, he talks twice as much. He couldn't say for sure if it was because Travis was trying to impress her or because he just felt more comfortable. But either way, it was noticeable. Kylie laughed at Jason's comment and didn't disagree. She even teased that maybe it was both. And in that lighthearted exchange, something bigger was revealed. Travis Kelce, known for his confidence, his boldness, and his ability to command attention in any room, wasn't immune to the effect Taylor Swift had on him. Think about that. A Super Bowl champion, a man who has faced some of the toughest moments in professional sports, was suddenly finding himself talking more, sharing more, almost overflowing with energy when Taylor was there. And fans online have picked up on the same thing, that Travis isn't just being himself, he's being more of himself. It's the kind of change that only happens when someone genuinely inspires you. But as Kylie revealed, it didn't stop when the microphones were turned off.
Kylie Kelce was the center of attention when asked about her thoughts on the special podcast that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce had just recorded together. Kylie smiled brightly, took a sip of lemonade, and began to tell. I actually just happened to listen to it because Jason turned it on while he was cooking. I thought I would just listen for a few minutes and then stop, but then they got so caught up in the story. There was a moment when I was chopping vegetables and laughing like crazy. She described a memorable moment from the podcast. Taylor, I think music and sports are similar in that they both need rhythm and strategy. Travis, so the NFL needs some electric guitars. Laughter from the entire studio. Kylie recalled that part and shook her head. That's typical Travis, always knows how to take the story in an unexpected direction, but it's also fun and easy to listen to. Jason, sitting next to his wife when asked by the reporter, chimed in. Jason, Travis is usually a talkative person, but when Taylor is around, he talks twice as much. I don't know if it's because he wants to impress or because he's so comfortable. Kylie, maybe both. Laughs. Kylie also revealed that at home, the podcast has become a new habit. That night, we were sitting in the living room, eating popcorn and listening to it.
Kylie explained that the podcast didn't just become something they laughed about once. It became a new routine in their home. One night, she said, they were sitting in the living room, eating popcorn and listening together. Picture that. Not the chaos of stadium lights, not the flashing cameras of paparazzi, but the Kelce family sitting on the couch, casually enjoying a podcast like any other family would. It made the story feel real, grounded, and almost ordinary in the best way possible. And yet, it also showed how Taylor's presence was weaving into their daily lives. This wasn't just Travis's world anymore. It was becoming part of the family rhythm. For fans, this moment matters. Because it suggests something more lasting, not just a headline romance, but a bond strong enough to reach beyond stadiums and stages, all the way into the quiet corners of family life. But Kylie's words might have carried an even deeper meaning, one she didn't say outright, but one that fans couldn't ignore. When Kylie reflected on the podcast and on Travis's behavior around Taylor, she wasn't making dramatic statements. She wasn't trying to stir headlines. But sometimes the smallest comments reveal the biggest truths. Her story painted a picture of two worlds colliding: music and sports, rhythm and strategy, guitar riffs and touchdown celebrations. But it also showed something more personal, how that collision was reshaping the Kelce family dynamic. Speculation online has already run wild. Some fans say Kylie's comments prove how serious Travis is about Taylor. Others suggest that if Taylor is already influencing family habits, like turning podcasts into living room traditions, then this relationship is on a deeper path than most expected. Of course, these are just rumors and guesses. Nothing is certain. But Kylie's words added fuel to a fire that was already burning. And the way she described it, casually, warmly, almost without realizing how revealing she was being, made it even more impactful. So, what do we take away from Kylie's comments? On the surface, it was just a wife laughing about a podcast. But underneath, it was something far bigger. She showed us that Taylor and Travis's connection isn't just for show. It's real enough to catch her attention, to make Jason notice a change in his brother, and to quietly shift the patterns of their family life. And maybe Kylie didn't mean to, but in that conversation, she gave us more than a funny story. She gave us a glimpse of how this relationship is reshaping both Travis's world and the people closest to him. And if this is what Kylie is sharing now, just imagine what else she could reveal the next time someone asks.